Every sentence you speak depends on a mechanical apparatus of muscles, bones, and teeth. While we focus on the brain's power, speech is a physical feat executed by the skull. Human craniofacial anatomy is an anomaly compared to other primates. We possess shortened snouts, reduced dental dimensions, and flat faces tucked beneath the forebrain. The bones and tissues we use to talk originally served basic survival needs: chewing, breathing, and swallowing. We are using repurposed hardware to communicate. The evolution of the genus Homo involved a shift from heavy-duty chewing machinery into a precise acoustic instrument capable of generating the specific wave frequencies of human language. This biomechanical symphony is the result of millions of years of anatomical shifts, where every word we speak is shaped by our diet. Approximately 2.4 million years ago, a genetic event altered the trajectory of the hominin skull. A gene known as MYH16 underwent a mutation. Previously, primates relied on this gene to produce massive bite forces for processing tough vegetation. In the human lineage, this mutation deactivated the protein, causing a dramatic reduction in jaw muscle mass. This timeline shows the transition from Australopithecus to early Homo species. Weakening the heavy jaw muscles freed the brain case to expand upwards. As the brain grew, the jaw retracted. Moving right, we see the results: a flat face and a descended larynx. This shift was accelerated by the invention of stone tools. Slicing meat and pounding tubers drastically reduced the mechanical effort required to chew. Processing food with technology relieved the skull of its heavy chewing duties. It was the first step in restructuring the physical framework of the head for complex communication. As the mandible became shorter to balance the head's center of mass, the massive primate tongue was forced deeper down into the human throat. The tongue is a muscular hydrostat, achieving movement through internally opposing contractions, much like an elephant's trunk. This allows for hyper-fast deformations required for speech. In modern Homo sapiens, on the right, this spatial restriction created a unique geometry: a two-tube vocal tract with a 1-to-1 ratio between the oral cavity and vertical pharynx. Early hominins, on the left, lacked this proportion, limiting the acoustic precision of their calls. Our specific 1-to-1 geometry is what allows us to produce stable, distinct quantal vowels, like E and U. Small movements of the hyoid bone mathematically amplify into the fast displacements needed for these sounds. The evolutionary shortening of our jaw, originally an adaptation for balance and chewing, inadvertently engineered the perfect resonance chamber for modern language. The mouth's architecture changed again with the agricultural revolution. The transition to farming introduced diets of soft, processed foods like mome cereals and porridges. In ancient hunter-gatherers on the left, chewing tough foods caused an edge-to-edge bite, requiring the lower lip to travel further to meet the upper teeth. On the right, soft agricultural diets preserved a natural overbite into adulthood, allowing upper teeth to overlap the lower lip. This overbite requires 29% less muscular energy to produce labiodental sounds like th and v. The upper teeth rest in a position that makes these phonetic closures effortless. According to the labiodental hypothesis, this culturally induced overbite allowed these sounds to rapidly proliferate across global languages. They are nearly non-existent in modern hunter-gatherer populations, but appear in half the world's spoken languages today. Human culture altered human biology, which in turn expanded the physical limits of human communication. Today, our diet of ultra-soft foods has created a biological mismatch. Our jaws no longer receive the mechanical stimulus they evolved to expect. This comparison shows developmental plasticity. The hunter-gatherer arch on the left is wide and aligned. On the right, the agricultural arch is narrow and crowded. Without enough chewing stress during childhood, jawbones fail to reach their full genetic size. This triggers a cascade of craniofacial issues. Underdeveloped jaws lead to crowded teeth and narrow nasal passages, frequently resulting in chronic mouth breathing. This causes the tongue to drop, removing internal pressure needed to stabilize the face, worsening crowding and altering speech. While our faces shrink, our brains adapt. High-resolution fMRI data reveals that language recruits 17 distinct regions across the brain, including the cerebellum and hippocampus. To produce speech, the brain co-opts ancient motor networks to coordinate the movements of the lungs, jaw, and the complex hydraulic system of the tongue. Every word we speak carries the echoes of our evolutionary history. Our languages were not shaped by the mind alone, but by changing diets, growing brains, and evolving faces, making every conversation a living record of human adaptation.